avant son clip, c'est une exclue avec un L qui veut dire Lulu.
What do you think every morning when you see me in the mirror? Oh, I think, well, you're getting older, and your jawline is getting much heavier. You know, you used to have a different face, and it's just changing all the time. You know, just when I got used to the way it was, now it's changing again. And that's what I think. What would you change about yourself if you had the magic touch? I would be more confident, I think. I think I would move more on stage. Who did you look up to when you were a child? When I was a teenager, I looked up to Leonard Cohen because he was very independent, and he seemed to write songs that he wanted to write and go on tour when he wanted to go on tour with no thoughts of being popular or having to do things that other people wanted him to do. When and where did you see Lou Reed on stage, and what did he bring to you? I saw Lou Reed on stage in 1979 at Columbia University. And it brought me the idea that finally I could write songs with no melody or no chorus. I could write songs from my own life in New York City, and I didn't have to make it happy for people to sing along, you know, in the folk circuit. So it brought me a whole new way of writing songs. How many copies of Solitude Standing did you sell worldwide? Worldwide? I've sold, I think, about 3 million copies worldwide of Solitude Standing. What was the main inspiration for your third album, Days of Open Hand? Mostly the themes on this third album are dreams, looking towards the future, and everyday life as it was in the last two albums. After the success of Luka, did you avoid the trap of writing about drugs, incest, and teenage suicide? Yes and no. I did write about suicide on my new album, although I don't think it's a trap. It's not like Luka. It's a different kind of song. Wasn't it sometimes difficult to produce with Anton Sanko and mix work and love? Well, that's the first time I've been asked that question. Yes, sometimes it was. You know, it's difficult to work with someone that you're involved with sometimes because if you feel angry, there's no place you can go, you know. But for the most part, it worked out really well because we're very different and we complement each other. So what I do well, he doesn't do, and then what he does well, I don't do. So what was the contribution of Philip Glass on this album? Philip Glass wrote a string arrangement for a song called 50-50 Chance, which is the song about an attempted suicide. So how do you manage to write songs while touring the world for concerts or promotion? I only write them when I'm at home, so I take time off. That's partly why it was a long time between the last album and this album. I find it very difficult to write when I'm on the road. You said that since Solitude Standing, you found your biological father and that his mother was a drummer? Well, let's see. Yeah, when I was on tour in 1987, I hired a detective to find my biological father, who I had not seen since I was a baby. And I also knew that he was adopted, so I didn't think he was going to have any information about his own mother and father. And then when I spoke to him, it turns out that his mother had been a drummer in a jazz band in the 30s, and she'd been on the road. So it seems that even though we never knew each other as a family, that the musical talent was passed down through the family, although we didn't know each other. And what about Paris? I like Paris. I'm getting used to it. I've had strange experiences here.